What are we doing?
This is call number 2020-20540 in the interest of Camara Dillard and Carrie Dillard. Parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Kareem and Renika?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Karam Dillard, father.
Ma'am,
Monica Satchel, mother.
and for the state?
Marcella Turner.
All right, this is an original petition and suit affecting parent-child relationship with an AOP. We're having a hearing, is that correct, Mr. Turner?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, do we have any stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what are the issues gonna be?
The issues are child support, medical support, and retroactive child support.
Okay, all right, let's proceed with
Thank you.
the stipulations.
The parties have agreed to a joint managing conservatorship with the mother designated as the conservator who determines where the child resides within Harris and any of the surrounding counties. The parties have also agreed to modify visitation and access schedule, which upon completion will revert to the standard possession and access.
Okay, hold on. Does somebody have a radio or a TV on or something in the background there?
No.
Ma'am?
Let me get that TV.
Have you turned it off?
Yes, that was in the other room. I don't know how it can be heard. Okay.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Turner. Sorry.
What part did you miss?
I didn't miss
All
any
of it?
part. You can continue.
Okay.
What part
All
did you
right.
forget?
Oh, I was lost. Okay.
All right.
All right. At this time, the state would like to call Ms. Shashari. Ms. Shashari heard the portion of the agreement that I read into the record. Is that correct?
Yes.
You haven't read any agreement yet.
Yeah, I did. But I'll reread it.
All right.
Okay. Okay, the parties have agreed to joint managing conservatorship with Ms. Shashari being appointed as the conservator who determines where the child resides within Harris and any of the surrounding counties. The parties have also agreed to a modified possession and access schedule, which upon completion will revert to the standard possession and access schedule. That's the agreement of the parties, Your Honor.
And okay, I didn't hear that because of that interference or whatever. All right.
Okay,
All right. Let's then the issues are child support, medical support, and retro child support. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Let's proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, let
At
me
this-
ask, Miss Renika, is that your agreement so far?
Yes.
And Mr. Kareem, that's your agreement so far?
Yes.
All right, let's proceed.
At this time, the state would like to call Ms. Shashari. Ms. Shashari, to your knowledge, is Mr. Dillard currently employed?
Yes.
And do you know personally whether or not he is hourly or salaried?
Yes.
Is he hourly or salaried?
Hourly.
And do you know how much he makes an hour?
No, not now.
And do you know where he works?
Yes. Kroger.
Where does he work?
Kroger's distribution.
Okay. And does Mr. Dillard, to your knowledge, have any other children other than these two children? I'm sorry.
Not that I know of.
And do you have access to private medical or dental insurance through your employer?
I currently started a new job, so I haven't had insurance yet because I just started on my new job.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
do you-
didn't hear that answer. Speak
I
up,
just
ma'am.
started on a new job, so
Okay.
my insurance hasn't rolled in yet.
Okay, Thank
Okay,
you.
so are the children currently covered for medical and dental
Yes,
insurance?
yes, correct. They're on CHIP.
Okay. And did you and Mr. Dillard ever reside together within the last 4 years?
Yes, correct.
How long did you guys live together?
It was roughly around, say, eight or maybe 9 months.
Okay. And outside of the period that you and Mr. Dillard lived together, did he provide financially for the children?
No,
And are
Okay.
you,
Okay, when did you separate? You just said you lived together 8 or 9 months, but when did you separate?
we separated in December of 2019.
December of 2019. All right, thank you.
Correct. hmm
and when did you move in together?
Let's say April of 2019.
Okay. And outside of that time period, did he financially provide for the children?
No,
Did he ever make any effort to send you money or contact you regarding the needs of the children?
prior to 2019, but after we moved out, it was probably like a week after that, and then that was it.
Okay. And he did not provide any financial resources or clothing or anything of that nature for the children?
Not after we moved out. No,
And are you requesting retroactive child support?
correct.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Mr. I can't read the Dillard. Mr. Dillard, do you have any questions for Miss Cashery?
No, ma'am.
All right.
No.
Okay. And the state would like to call Mr. Dillard at this time. Mr. Dillard, are you currently working?
Yes.
And where do you work?
Kroger Distribution Center.
And how long have you been there?
Almost 2 years.
And are you hourly or salaried?
Hourly.
How much do you make an hour?
$18.78.
And how many hours a week do you work?
40 hours.
And do you have access to private medical or dental insurance for these children?
No.
And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. And in the last 4 years, did you and Ms. Shashari ever live together?
Yes.
And do you recall about the month and year that you guys moved together and the month and year that you stopped living together?
Say it again.
Do you recall the month and year that you began living together?
Yes.
Could you give the month and year?
March 29th.
And what month and year did you stop living together?
The end of December.
And I know you stated that it was March of 2019. Was it the beginning of March, the end of March, or
It was in the middle of March.
okay. And when you weren't living with Miss Shashari, did you attempt to provide financially for these children?
I tried, but I couldn't get no calls. No call through or nothing. So no, after that, I tried.
So when you say you tried, what do you mean?
Like I was calling, no answer, nothing. I can't get. If I can't call, I don't know where she's at.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
nobody, so I can't get in touch with her.
Okay, so when was the last time you saw the children?
6 months ago, 7 months ago.
So when you say you didn't know where she was at, how did you visit the children if you didn't know where she was? And how did you contact her to pick up the children?
Last time I seen her, we were staying together. After she moved out, I don't know where she moved to. I don't know nothing after that.
Okay, so how old is your oldest child?
3,
All right, and your youngest child is how old?
11 months.
So it would be safe to assume that at some point in the last 4 years, you must have known where she lived and how to get in contact with her because you created the second child. Is that correct?
Yes, we stayed together.
But the prior time that you stayed together, you obviously had time to contact her in order to conceive the second child. Is that not correct?
What?
Your youngest child is 11 months. Is that correct, Mr. Dillard?
Yes, yes,
Okay. So within the last 4 years, you must have known where Miss Shashari was because you had to have reached her in order to conceive the second child. Is that not correct? Is that not a correct statement?
yes. She reached me.
Okay, but you were in contact with her and you obviously knew where she was,
Oh my
correct?
God.
I didn't know where she was. It was a meeting.
Okay, all right. And do you agree that any retroactive child support should be ordered here today or no?
Say it again. I can't hear you.
Do you feel as if you owe any retroactive child support for these two children?
No.
No further questions for the witness. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Casher, you have any questions of Mr. Dillard?
Yes, because he stated he was calling and
Okay, ma'am,
trying to
listen,
reach me.
ma'am, listen to me. Do you have any questions of his?
So you want me to put in the question form?
I
Yes,
want you to,
can.
yeah, ask him whatever question you want to ask him.
Okay, so Mr. Karim, was I or was I not blocked on your cell phone?
That don't mean I can't call you.
Or was
Well,
I
no,
was
sir,
not blocked?
wait a minute, sir. The answer to that is yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I or did I not give my daughter a cell phone to contact him?
Yes.
Okay, no further. I don't have no more questions.
I called too.
Hold on. Okay, Miss Turner, you have anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
You have a funny look on your face.
My computer shut down.
All right.
System went down.
All right. So anything further you wish to say, Mr. Dillard?
Did I not call that phone, that the number that you gave me, Mrs. Ronika Satry?
What? Maybe yes, a week, and she talked to her dad.
All right.
So she did talk to him.
Okay.
He said he didn't get an answer, so she did talk to him, and I can just provide call logs.
All right. You have anything further you wish to say, Mr. Dillard, about this? We're looking at child support. We're looking at cash medical support and retroactive child support. Do you have anything further you want to say about that?
No, sir.
Miss Casher, you have anything further you want to say about that?
No.
All right, Ms. Turner, you have a final argument with figures?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. is asking the court to order child support and medical support based off of the testimony provided. Based off of the testimony Mr. Dillard provided as to his income, the guideline calculated child support is dollars.
How much? I'm sorry, you cut out. Will say
Oh.
say that again? How much?
$652.
52?
Yes, with a cash medical support amount in the amount of $150. And the state is also asking the court to order retroactive child support based off of the testimony provided, giving credit if the court sees fit for the time period, or I wouldn't say giving credit, but deducting the amount of time that the parties resided together.
So do you have a figure?
I do, Your Honor, but I just had a brain thought. I do need to recall Mr. Dillard to stand really quickly to ask him a few questions.
All right.
I'm sorry. Mr. Dillard,
Yes.
you stated previously that you had been at Kroger for 2 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
And where were you employed prior to Kroger?
UPS.
And were you part-time or full-time?
Part-time.
And how much were you making hourly at UPS?
$10 an hour.
$7 an hour?
10.
$10 an hour. And how many hours a week were you working?
20 hours a week.
All right, no further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
You have any questions for him, Ms. Casher, regarding
No.
his employment? All right. Ms. Turner.
Now, Your Honor, in regards to the retroactive child support, the suggested retroactive amount, the state is a little concerned, or not really concerned, but confused as to how the court would treat that. Would we just be basing it off of his part-time, or since it's a little bit under minimum wage, would the court be inclined to base it off of the minimum wage presumption for child support?
All right. And so what figure did you come up with?
The figure is I had it written down here on my notes, but I can't understand my notes. Sorry, Yana, could you give me 1 minute to recalculate?
All right.
Mm-mm. Months, 10 months. And then that would be to the judgment amount the state is requesting is actually for $13,676. That's based off of 25 months calculated at minimum wage for $228 for one child. And then minus the 10 months that they were living together, which would leave 13 months left in that time span where it would be based off of his current gross for 10 of those months and for one child and two children for 3 months. I think that's what I came up with.
All right, the court will order the father to pay child support in the amount of $652 a month, cash medical support in the amount of $150 a month, beginning November 1st, 2020. Retroactive child support judgment is awarded in the amount of $10,000 to be paid at the rate of $100 a month, beginning November 1st, 2020. All other stipulations are approved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In order.
Mr. Dillard and Ms. Shashari, if you guys could just hang up on this Zoom and log back into the other one, I'll be shortly.
So I use the same access code from the first call.
From the initial Zoom information,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You have to do what?
Your Honor, what was the payout on that 10,000 again?
100.
Thank you.
Muévete para allá a ver si se quita ese ruido. A veces.
All right, what's that noise?
Hi, Jed.
Good morning. Do we have parties or just Mr. Cantu?
The
We have,
parties are present.
Parties are present on
Yes.
on video?
no.
I think they called in.
Well, hold on, one at a time. Ms. Turner, who's present?
Both the custodial parent and the custodial parent, I believe they both dialed in by phone.
All right, hold on a second.
We just don't have them named on the screen.
And Mr. Cantu, who are you represent? Who are you going to represent? Mother
I
or father?
represent Eudogio Bautista.
Okay. All right, let me start again. This is cause number 2020 20600 in the interest of Anthony and Oliver Ramirez. Parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn.
De la mano derecha.
Este es el caso 2020-2600 en el interés de Anthony Nájera Ramírez y Oliver Nájera Ramírez. Por favor, levante la mano derecha.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Juran decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios.
Contesten, por favor.
Voz alta. Sí.
Yes.
They're muted. They're muted. You got to tell them to unmute, Arnold.
Por favor, quite su micrófono de mute aplicando estrella 6.
Estrella 6. He's right here next to me. I'm sorry.
You want to bring him in with you or no? No,
Yeah,
no, but no. Okay, then forget it. Social distancing is in order. Okay.
I ain't afraid of that. Okay, never mind.
All right.
Señora, se quitó el micrófono de mute, por favor.
Estrella 6. Okay. En voz alta.
Señor,
It's echoing because he's in the same room on phone.
Vaya para otro cuarto.
señora, por favor, quite su micrófono de mute oprimiendo estrella 6. Señora Hipólita, por favor, oprime estrella 6 para quitar su micrófono de mute. Para poder oírla.
¿Ya no está?
Señora Hipólita, por favor, diga su nombre, pero tiene que oprimir en su teléfono estrella 6.
So,
Sí, ¿me escuchas?
Ahora sí. Ok.
Sí.
¿Usted jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Señora, por favor, diga su nombre y la relación de usted a los niños.
Mi nombre es Hipólita Nájera Ramírez y soy la mamá de Anthony Nájera Ramírez y Oliver Nájera Ramírez.
My name is Hipólita Nájera Ramírez and I am the mother of the children.
All right, sir, your name and your relationship to the children.
Señor, por favor, diga su nombre y la relación de usted a los niños.
Mi nombre es Hipólita Nájera Ramírez y...
No. Señor.
Oh.
Señor Hernández, ¿está presente? You put him in another room and he...
I put him in another room so it wouldn't echo, but I don't know that I told him to push
Por
*6.
favor, señor Bautista Hernández, oprima estrella 6, por favor. Ok. Señor, por favor, diga su nombre y la relación a usted a los niños.
Ok, mi nombre es Eudoxio Bautista Hernández. Soy padre de Anthony y de Oliver.
My name is Dixio Bautista Hernandez, and I am the father of Anthony and Oliver.
All right, and representing Mr. Hernandez.
Jose Cantu Jr., representing the biological father, Eudogio Bautista.
You just like to say that name, don't you?
I've never seen that name before.
All right, then for the state.
Marcella Turner.
All right, and we've got a petition to establish parent-child relationship. What are we doing today, Ms. Turner?
Your Honor, we're here. We're in need of hearing on one issue. However, the other issues, the parties have already stipulated those before the court.
We've got a petition to establish the parent-child relationship. We're having a hearing and you have some stipulations. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Please read those into the record.
The parties have agreed to establish the parent-child relationship between the non-custodial parent, Mr. Bautista Hernandez, and the 2 children on the case.
All right.
Parties have also agreed to a standard possession and access schedule with the exchange location to take place at Walmart. The address will be listed in the order. The parties have also agreed to a cash medical support amount in the amount of $100 and a child support amount in the amount of $333, both of those to begin on November 1st of 2020. The parties have also agreed to no retroactive child support, medical support, or dental support. And the parties have also agreed to a non-disclosure as to the custodial parent's address.
All right. Is that your agreement, Mr. Cantu, so far?
Yes, sir, it is.
Ms. Ramirez, is that your agreement also so far? Or you didn't, I don't think you
You
interpreted
didn't
that.
translate.
No, mano. Lo que estamos aquí en acuerdo, estamos aquí estableciendo la paternidad de las relaciones de padre e hijo del papá, que él es el papá de los niños. Estamos estableciendo que las visitaciones van a ser las visitaciones regulares, que se van a tomar el intercambio en el Walmart, que está en la Fairmont. La manutención por mes va a ser 333. Lo médico va a ser $100 por mes, los dos empezando el 1 de noviembre de 2020. No estamos ordenando retroactivo médico, manutención mensual, ni retroactivo dental.
Okay.
¿Ese es el acuerdo de usted, señora?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And what is the issue, Ms. Turner?
Conservatorship, Your Honor.
All right.
And well, we'll just get started.
Lo que estamos en cuestión es la de los derechos de conservadores.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Your
Well-
Honor, before I begin, just to kind of give a brief overview, because I don't know whether or not this information will speed the process on. There is some testimony that needs to be given as to some of the issues regarding the conservatorship and the presumption. However, I do understand that Mr. Cantu and his client, as well as the custodial parent prior to, had agreed to joint managing conservatorship, but because of the nature of the situation surrounding it, the state thought it would be best to have the court conservatorship as opposed to it just being an agreement without it being heard.
All right.
All right. The state would like to call the custodial parent to the stand.
Llamamos a la señora a testificar.
Ms.
Yes.
Ramirez, have there been any incidents of family violence to take place between yourself and Mr. Hernandez within the last 2 years?
Señora Ramírez, en el último 2 años ha habido violencia doméstica entre ustedes dos.
Los últimos, sí.
Yes, within the last 2, yes.
And could you briefly explain to the court what took place?
¿Y puede explicar a la corte qué tomó efecto ese incidente?
Ya había mucha discusión. Ya eran golpes, como le comentaba yo al policía la última vez que yo decidí hablarle al policía. Y es
There
por
was-
eso que yo decidí hablarle al policía.
There was a lot of disagreements. There were hits. And the last time I talked to the police, I decided to call the police.
Okay, what led up to you calling the police?
¿Y qué razón usted le llamó a la policía?
La razón fue porque estábamos ya en una situación muy así como de discutir, ya eran los golpes y no era la primera vez que ya él me golpeaba, ya había varias veces que me golpeaba.
There was several events that led up to it. I had been assaulted several times, and we would have a lot of arguments.
Okay. And was Mr. Bautista Hernandez ever arrested for assaulting you?
Y arrestaron al señor Bautista por asaltándola a usted.
En esta que hubo, no, porque el policía puso que era pelea mutua.
No, not at this time because the police said it was a fight, mutual fight.
Okay. And is there, Arnold, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. And is there a current protective order in place?
¿Hay una orden de protección a este tiempo?
Sí.
Yes.
And what was the incident that led up to a protective order being ordered by a court?
¿Y qué fue la razón por una corte ordenar una orden de protección?
Fue porque yo decidí no hablarle a él, pero cuando él me hablaba estaba como, ¿cómo se dice esto? Quería que yo regresara para atrás con él, pero yo ya no quería regresar para atrás con él a vivir porque
I didn't call him, and when I didn't call him, he wanted me to go back with him, but I didn't want to go back with him.
And so what happened?
¿Y qué pasó? ¿Y qué pasó?
Pues yo me fui a vivir a un refugio porque yo sabía que si regresaba íbamos a volver a discutir. Ya no nos entendimos.
I went onto a shelter because if I returned, we were going to start arguing, and I didn't want that.
Okay. Did Mr. Bautista Hernandez ever become physically violent with you?
El señor Bautista la golpeó físicamente.
Con el incidente en marzo último, sí.
During the incident in March of last year, yes.
Now, despite all of that, are you asking this court to name you and Mr. Bautista Hernandez as joint managing conservators?
Y con todo lo que acaba de testificar, ¿usted está de acuerdo de que el señor Bautista Hernández sea conservador, conservador juntos?
¿Qué significa eso, conservador juntos?
De eso se dice joint managing conservators, que los dos tienen derechos sobre los niños de hacer decisiones.
Pues sí, porque tengo fe en Dios que como ya no vivo con él, ya no tenemos tanta comunicación.
Yes, because I have,
no creo que haya problema.
I have faith that it's going to be okay, and I don't believe we will have any problems.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Ya no tengo preguntas.
Ms. Najera, the incident that we're talking about is the only incident where there was physical violence, right?
El incidente que estamos hablando fue la única vez que hubo un asalto físico.
En el pasado hubo uno, como en el 2013 y en el 2008.
In the past, there were in around 2013 and 2008.
But Mr. Bautista has never been arrested or charged with an assault against you. Is that correct?
El señor Bautista nunca fue arrestado o poner cargos sobre él por un asalto contra usted.
Sí, solo en el 2013, pero no hubo cargo ni nada. Solo lo
Only
arrestaron.
in 2013, but there was no charges. They just arrested him.
Well, the incident that we're talking about, the physical incident, occurred a year and a half ago. Isn't that correct?
El incidente que estamos hablando ocurrió 1 año y medio atrás, ¿es correcto?
Sí.
And that incident occurred in South Houston, Texas, didn't it?
Y ese incidente ocurrió en la ciudad del sur de Houston, ¿es correcto?
El del junio, perdón, el de marzo 31,
The one that
19,
occurred
sí.
Okay.
March of 2019, yes.
And on that incident, you had hit him and he had hit you. Is that correct?
Y en ese incidente, usted lo golpeó a él y él lo golpeó a usted, ¿es correcto?
Sí, yo defendí, por eso traté de defenderme.
Yes, I
Sí.
defended myself, and that's why I tried to defend myself.
And you said you understood. The officer said this is mutual combat.
Y usted entendió que el oficial dijo que era un combate mutual.
Sí, yo entendí que eso era un combate mutual, pero yo le expliqué
Yes,
al policía
understand that
que yo estaba defendiéndome. Ujú.
it was a mutual combat, but I told the police that I was defending myself.
There have been no incidents since then.
¿No ha ocurrido otro incidente después de eso?
No, ahorita no.
No,
And you-
not right.
Ya no vivo con él.
I don't live with him.
And if I understood you correctly, you don't expect any more problems, do you?
Y si yo entiendo correctamente, usted ya no espera que haya problemas entre ustedes dos.
No, yo espero en Dios que no, yo no vivo con él ya.
All right, let's
No,
get
I
down
have
to,
faith
let's,
that you don't live with him.
go ahead. Go ahead and answer, I'm sorry.
No, yo ya no vivo con él.
Mr. Barrera, I don't think you answered her, I don't think you interpreted her answer. Which is,
Señora, por favor, repita su respuesta.
I believe she said
Oh.
that, yes, she's not worried about it because she doesn't live with him. Is that correct, Mr. Barrera?
Yes.
Is that correct, Mr. Cantu?
That is correct, Judge.
All right, I'm not, I'm concerned. I don't know that the mother understands what joint managing conservator is. Mr. Barrera.
Señora, ¿usted entiende lo que es conservadores juntos? Derechos compartidos.
Sí.
Do you understand that that you will be communicating with him regarding matters that are in the best interest of these children?
¿Usted entiende que usted tiene que comunicarse con el papá para hacer decisiones que son en el mejor interés para los niños?
Sí.
So you will be
Yes.
talking to each other to make these decisions, correct?
So, ¿usted entiende que van a hablar ustedes mismos para hacer estas decisiones? ¿Usted entiende eso?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Cantu?
If I can, I could put my client on to tell you that he has never been charged with any criminal case ever on a physical assault against the lady.
Well, I think she confirmed that. He was
Okay.
arrested at some point, but never charged. And the parties are in agreement with joint managing conservatorships, my understanding. Is that correct?
That is
Los
my
dos-
understanding.
All right. And I have tried to make very clear to the mother that there will have to be communication with each other regarding this child. Mr. Barrera, please interpret that. I have made clear to the mother.
El juez le indicó a la señora que tienen que haber comunicación entre el papá y la mamá para hacer las decisiones sobre los niños. Y si usted entiende eso, ¿sí, señora?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then, per agreement of the parties, the parents are appointed joint managing conservators. All those stipulations are approved.
And Your Honor, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sorry,
Yes,
my
ma'am.
fault. Will there be a geographical restriction as well?
I didn't know that was an issue.
It was dependent on what would happen here, but I believe the parties also agreed to a geographical restriction as well. Is that correct, Arnold?
That is correct.
That is correct.
All right. then that's part of the stipulation then. All right, all other stipulations are approved.
La
Give me an
Corte
order, please.
aprueba esta orden y
Okay.
aprueba los dos.
Judge, I have an issue. I have to be on the bench in Pasadena at 1 o'clock. Are you gonna hold me hostage until I sign
You
the
need a
agreement?
quarter?
It's the classes for the computer, for the Tyler stuff,
I
so.
mean, that's fine. Well, I mean, I'm not going to hold you hostage. I mean, they're going to submit the order, Ms. Turner, is that correct?
That's correct. And the order is pretty much already drafted. We just needed to have a hearing on that one issue. So we'll send it to you via email so you can have yourself and your client sign off on it.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wonder why you had that magnifying glass on me.
It's the print.
What is,
All right. Thank you. Send me an order, please.
thank you. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ok. Por favor,
Gracias.
señora, otra vez, por favor, va a colgar este número y va a llamar al número, al mismo número con el código primero, lo que marcó en la mañana.
Ah, ok. Ah, o sea, regreso atrás a la otra número. Ok.
A la otra cita, sí, ahí le va a mandar la orden por